Of 7 o'clock, it's time now for the big story. So the Jamaica Union of Travelers Association, JUTA, Jamaica Coaches Association Limited, JCAL, and Maxi Tours are in fact set to meet with Transport Minister Darrell Vaz to address concerns over a newly formed umbrella group called the Jamaica Tourism Ground Transportation Association, the JTGTA, which they claim was established without their input. The associations are demanding representation on key tourism and transport agencies, addressing issues like rideshare companies, restricted hotel access, and even park selling at resorts. And so this morning, it's a very important matter, and we thought we'd invite the president of JUTA to speak with us on this matter. And so we say good morning and welcome, Mr. Noel Williams. Mr. Williams, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, Richie.
Thank you so much for joining us at this time. Yes?
Just for a clarification before we go into the interview, I am the Kingston president. I'm the president of Kingston Chapter, JUTA.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that correction, and we will bear that in mind. Now, when did you learn about this new group that was being formed, and what is the reaction of JUTA overall to this group's formation?
Well, I learned about this group formation for a while. I was invited to be a part of this group to have some discussion and alongside the other operators who would have been putting themselves into a group that would have included the Maxi tour and JCAL tour also. So I learned about it from its interception. I know about it.
When you heard about it, no doubt other members of JUTA would have heard about it. And what was the immediate reaction when you all heard about it?
Well, what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing here is that some of the other chapters president are saying that they were not informed or been told about this new formation of this organization. Mm-hmm. I would have done a number of personal checks and questions the group, and I was told that they would have been sent email to all the chapters and all the presidents, which most presidents are saying they did not receive an email. So they would have go ahead and form this new ground transportation body. Mm-hmm. So because of that, there are some issues where a number of members and presidents of the association are saying they are not going to support the group because they were not being informed or they were not a part of the organizing of this group. Mm-hmm. Hence, there is some disagreement that is taking place in the organizations now. Mm-hmm. And as far as we had a meeting yesterday with the minister in Kingston, Minister Valls and the Transport Managing Director, Ralston Simmet, and there was a number of things that was put on the table. There was some clarification. There was also some assurance from the government side that they would have looked into many of the situations. Hence the reason for this formation of this group that was happening mainly happening in the western side of Jamaica. Mm-hmm. That would have been included Montego Bay, Negril, and Falmouth going back down to Negril. Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that there's not a Kingston chapter yet established for the JTGTA to the best of your knowledge?
No. What is happening? That group that is now formed. They are now inviting persons from the association, from JUTA, to be a part of that board to represent JUTA at a level. What they're actually asking for, they're asking for the government to have a member from each of these organizations sits on the board of the tourism board, the hotel association, the TPD co, and the transport
authority
body.
Mm-hmm.
So as to when there is an issue to be dealt with, or there's a new situation that would have comes up, they would have need us to be a part of that discussion so we can represent our organization in terms of sending back information out to all the members of these associations. At this time, we have no one sitting on any of these boards in the industry, neither the hotel, the tourism, TPD, or the transport authority. So what is happening in most cases, things will happen and we don't know until it happens. So this body of members of JUTA, JCAL and Maxi, decided to form this group to represent the transportation body in terms of JUTA Maxi, of who they are of the opinion that some of these people are being treated unfairly, including, I heard you mention about the selling of the park.
Yes.
And we're talking about the ride sharing. And one of my biggest issue that I'm having with the whole thing, though, is the selling of the park, which I consider to be very ridiculous, outrageous, and unacceptable at any level.
Explain exactly what goes on there.
What I understand it to be is that the hotels will give the park, the space at the hotel to certain companies or certain individuals. Those persons would have sell the park back to JUTA and JCAL and Maxi operators who wanted a space at that hotel, knowing the fact that without they have a park at the hotel, they're going to be in most likely in problem in operating. So they are willing to go the extra mile to find those funds. And what we are hearing, the allegation is that some parks are being sold for as much as $5,000 US. $5,000 US, and you have to pay an additional $300 US per month to operate at these hotels. Mainly, I understand it's coming from the newer hotels, and that is something that is causing the issue more than anything else. And people are very uncomfortable with that. And so this group that is now being formed is there as the opinion that they are not getting enough representation from the executives of the tour companies, including JUTA and Maxi and JCAL. So hence the reason they would have formed this organization, so they could talk on behalf of these members who are said to very much uncomfortable with the situation, but have nowhere to go, because it is alleged that when they go to their representative and talk about it, then nothing happens. So that's where we have the issue, really.
Yeah, at this time. That sounds like a major issue there. $5,000 US. That's like an upfront charge, and then $300 US per month. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
So in some instances,
right, $5,000 US per month. Per park, and at the end of it, you still have to pay $300 US to operate monthly on the park. And I think that is ridiculous. It is unacceptable, and it is outrageous. And I'm saying I spoke on behalf of the group a couple of times to meeting that they would have had, and I am even going as far as recommending and asking that those to the government itself, I think those monies should return to these operators who pay these huge sum of US dollars to be given a park under certain questionable circumstances.
Yeah, sounds like the kind of action that could easily put some members out of business, frankly speaking.
That is exactly what is happening, because not many persons are able to. As a matter of fact, some of these persons would even go as far as go to the bank to borrow these loans in order to get the space, because if they don't have the cash, then they are not able to get a parking at these hotels.
Wow. Now, let's focus on something else at this point. What specific measures do you propose to address the challenges that are being posed by the rideshare companies like Uber in the tourism transportation sector?
Well, I can tell you that we have about 3 meetings already with the minister and the transport manager about this Uber. This Uber become a major problem in our industry as we speak. And I can tell you that Uber at this time, I can be getting about 50 to 55% of the hotel transportation as we speak right now. And these people are not regulated. Of course, we were at a meeting yesterday. It was said that they are going to be looking into the whole thing to have them regulated, which we are saying no to that, because, I mean, there's no need to have Uber here in Jamaica in the first place, because there's no way we can compete. There's no way that we can compete with Uber in transportation. We operated by a set rate in Jamaica. And Uber, they will go, a matter of fact, I was told in the meeting yesterday that there was a job that was supposed to be transported by a JUTA operator. And at the end of it, the Uber charged at least 25% of what the JUTA were charging. So that is a major problem here, and we are demanding the government, and we are asking the government to do something about it immediately. We spoke to the minister strongly on it yesterday, and he promised that he will go and do something about it, and he will maybe have to go to cabinet, maybe to change some rules or some laws in order to, because we were recommending that the app could be blocked from operating here in Jamaica. However, I don't know how difficult that will be, but that is one of our main issues that we are having. We do not want to have Uber here and the ride share situation, because it is affecting our business. Many of these operators would have gone to the bank and borrowed loans, and they would have purchased new vehicles that would cost a lot of money for a coaster, but you're looking at $15 million. Some of these new ISAs, you're looking at about $9.5 million, $9.7 million. And these operators would have gone to the bank and get all of these new vehicles so as to make the industry viable, and we have a good service for tourists that are coming into the country. However, what Uber is offering right now, it is substandard to what we can offer. But they are getting the business because Uber is known internationally. Yeah. So once person knows about that, once person knows about the Uber, they're not going to be taking the JUTA. Yeah. And the operators are very rested at this time about it. And in the coming days or weeks, I'm sure you're going to be hearing more, because there are some action plans that are put in place. If we've not seen anything that is happening from the government.
And you do have a large membership. I think you have over, 4,000 members island-wide?
Yeah. Yes, we have. We have 8 chapters island-wide. We pretty close to 4,200 operators in our system as we speak.
So you do have numbers, and you do have a powerful voice, and I mean,
we do have the numbers.
Yes,
we do have the numbers.
At this time, you need to assert your legitimacy in this industry, because you've been serving it well for many, many decades. So did you leave that meeting with the minister getting some reassurances from the government in terms of the concerns that you have?
Well, to be honest, we are a bit uncomfortable with the situation because we would have gone to meeting before, we would have been made similar promises and nothing happens. We would have made individual conversations and with ministers and the transport management, and we're hearing the same thing repeated. So we are saying it's time for action now. We can't just keep on listening to the voice and nothing is happening. Because this is where the industry is at this time. We are stagnant based on what is happening, and we need some serious intervention by the government, and it ought to be immediate. Other than that, then of course we will have to take our own actions to get what we want, because this is a serious matter and it's affecting every sector of the industry in terms of transportation that we provided.
Yes. And in closing, I mean, you have referred more than once to serious action that could be taken by your group. Are you contemplating withdrawal of service or anything of that nature?
No, well, I am not thinking of withdrawing of service, but there are other action that we could take, whether we're going to have to have a peaceful protest or something like that will have to happen if we are not getting any way with what is being asked of the government.
All right.
So, but we are not counting on any disruption of the industry, so to speak, or to get in any situation that would have been considered to be undue of JUTA or JCAL or Maxi. We want to do the right thing, but of course we need the government to be there with us so we can get things done. But if the government is going to be failing us, then we will have to take other action in order to get where we want to go.
Yes. Mr. Williams, I thank you for coming on this morning and speaking your truth. And we'll be watching this situation. I certainly hope that things will be resolved in the very near future. Thanks for your time and have a good day.
Not a problem. You too. Take care now.
All the best to you.